What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy-P here, back with all the news after week 2 and year number 3 of our San Francisco 49ers franchise, where the 49ers picked up a victory over the Denver Broncos to improve to 2-0 on the season. Let's check out some highlights. It's Virgil Green down the right side to the 33-yard line, then a play action. Paxton Lynch looking to throw over the middle, has Kenny Stills. That would set up the first points of the game, a field goal. There would be many of these by the Broncos today, but they would take an early 3-0 lead over the 49ers. 49ers trying to get back into it. Kessler going to connect with Todman on the right side. And then on 2nd down and 8, it's going to be Austin Seferian Jenkins delivering the first down. Then on 1st and 10, a pitch to Kirkland Marion on the left side. That would set up a 1st and goal for the 49ers, and Dimitri Todman across the goal line, touchdown, and that would give them a 7-3 lead over the Denver Broncos. Broncos would get the ball back. Paxton Lynch going to find Evans, a nice little spin move into 49er territory. That would lead to another Broncos field goal. 7-6 would be the score about midway through the second quarter here. 3rd and 12, the Broncos with the ball again. Kenny Stills with the reception that time. That would give them a fresh set of downs in a play action. Paxton Lynch scanning the field and finding Kenny Stills once more into 49er territory. That would lead to yet another field goal, and the Broncos would go on top 9-7 under 5 minutes to go before halftime. However, the very first play of the next drive, it is Shaquan Fryer, 75 yards to the house. That would give the 49ers the lead back. 14-9 would be the score. The Broncos still have time trying to make something happen here. Paxton Lynch under pressure by Tajay Veal. A panic throw, and Jimmy Ward would get the interception, and nobody would catch him. 21-9 going into halftime. The 49ers had to lead. A big mistake by Paxton Lynch there. He would get the ball back in the 3rd, though, and find Evans down the right side to the 40-yard line. Then on 2nd down and 1, it's going to be Jason Morrow, the tight end, down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, C.J. Anderson into the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Denver Broncos, and they have made it a one-possession game once again. 21-16 is the score on 4th and inches. Carlos Hyde keeping the drive alive for the 49ers. And that would lead to this 2nd down and 10 touchdown to Corey Essex in the end zone from 12 yards out. The rookie wide receiver continuing to make big plays early on in his career. 3rd and 10 for the Broncos. Another panic throw, and it's another pick six. This time, Seantrell Wilkerson making it happen for the 49ers defense. And Paxton Lynch really digging himself a hole. Now he's trying to dig himself out of it with the connection to Evans down to the 34-yard line on 2nd down and 2. It's Jason Morrow once again. He would take it down to the 4-yard line. Then on 1st and goal, C.J. Anderson once again into the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Denver Broncos, and they are not done just yet. They could get back into this game, the 49ers with the ball, but it's Carlos Hyde fumbling, and the Broncos will recover. Great field position at the 26-yard line for the Broncos. They do end up settling for a field goal here, but with that, they have made this a one-possession game. The ensuing kickoff, it is an 8-point game. Under 4 minutes to go, Vladimir Mallard, the rookie returner, trying to make something happen, but he fumbles the ball, and the Broncos will recover again, tossed and falling on it. Had a chance to take it back to the end zone. Instead, they had it down at the 10. They moved back with some sacks. They do kick another field goal, almost blocked by Demetrius McCray, but all of a sudden we have a 5-point game under 2 minutes to go. But Aqib Talib will get the ball back for the Broncos defense, and all of a sudden they have a short field again. The 49ers red zone defense has been phenomenal throughout the entire game, though. Can Paxton Lynch get into the end zone on 4th down and 10? It is knocked down by DeMarcus Avery. The 49ers would take some knees and escape with a 34-29 victory to improve to 2-0 on the season. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are also 2-0 on the season right now. Both teams went 9-7 last year, so it's going to be really interesting to see which of these two teams is going to take the next step and be a real contender this year, a team that can make the playoffs and maybe make some noise in the playoffs. Now, I am very far ahead from what videos have currently been uploaded, I should say. Like I said, I've really been sick these past 2 weeks, so I've just been recording a lot and I've gotten a bit ahead. So looking back, I don't really see many press questions, and that might actually be the case for the next few videos as I am so far ahead. And if I'm not seeing them now, I'm going to record the other ones here in a minute. I don't really have any press questions. I apologize. If you guys ask them, I will be sure to get them in as soon as I can. Again, I'm currently ahead, so the next 2 videos I probably wouldn't have anything, but after that I can try to work them in again. But just let me know. Let's go ahead and move on to the games. We have the Jags taking down the Bills 27-18. The Jags improved to 2-0 on the season. The Bills fall to 1-1. The Jags went 5-10-1 last year, so off to a good start after doing well the year before. Look at Kadarius Folston now in his second year. 8 catches, 107 yards for him. Allen Robinson had himself a good game as well. The Bills went 10-6 last year. Currently at 1-1, they are not where they would like to be, but still a team on the rise. If they can just get their quarterback situation figured out a bit more. Look at Jalen Ramsey, an outstanding game from him. 2 interceptions on the day. Fumbles forced, won by Washington. It would not be recovered. 31-24. The Bucs with a victory over the Bengals. Both of these teams 1-1. The Bucs went 7-9 last year. The Bengals went 8-8 last year and failed to make the playoffs after winning the Super Bowl the year before. Sorry guys, I'm really sick. I'm trying to get these out so I can record some more, but I am struggling. I apologize if it's coming through a whole lot. Perfect would lead the way in tackles. 2 sacks by Goldson there. And then interceptions, we got Rambo and Sean Patton, the former Heisman winner out of Georgia, with an interception. No fumbles forced. 25-14. The Texans with a victory over the Titans. The Texans now at 1-1 on the season. The Titans at 0-2. Titans went 7-9 last year. For a while, they were looking like they could make the playoffs and then kind of fell apart at the end of the season. The Texans went 10-6 last year, and they are also trying to take the next step as a franchise and see how much better this team can really get. DeMarco Bullitt, not doing much. I wonder if he's injured right now. Defensively, Avery Williamson would lead the way in tackles. 2 sacks by Clowney on the day. Bunch of other players going to get in on the sack party that happened in this game, though. Interceptions, 0 for the game. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. 1 fumble recovered by Micah Hyde. 34-7, the Giants with a victory over the Saints. The Giants now at 2-0. And there's Bruce Allred, the first quarterback taken. And 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Another rookie here, Pontbraid, with 2 touchdowns in 0 interceptions. He actually went 8 of 8 on the day. Perfect effort from him. And then, of course, the rookie for the Saints, Keaton, as well. Now, the Saints won the Super Bowl last year. They made the decision to not re-sign Drew Brees. Currently, they are at 0-2 on the season. You got to wonder if they are regretting that decision at this point or not. Maybe they felt like Brees was kind of on his way out and it would be a good time to bring in a rookie. But even then, you would think they'd want Brees to train the rookie a little bit. I don't understand their decision there. 21-9, the Redskins with a victory over the Cowboys. The Redskins now at 2-0. The Cowboys at 1-1. Redskins went 7-9 last year. The Cowboys went 9-7. Going down the list, and obviously, while we might see a little bit of the backup quarterback there for the Redskins, Denton Ritchie, obviously Kirk Cousins is still the man for the time being. Sacks, 2 by Lawrence on the day, and a whole bunch of sacks in this game as well, scrolling down the list. Man, interceptions, we are going to have 1 by Fuller and 1 by Josh Norman, who has been huge in his time with the Redskins. And then Gregory would force and recover a fumble. 27-23, the Panthers with a victory over the Falcons. The Panthers now at 2-0 on the year. The Falcons now at 0-2. So another interesting battle between division opponents here, especially how close they both were to the postseason last year. The Panthers went 9-6-1. The Falcons went 9-7. So once again, a good start for the Panthers. Not a great start for the Falcons, starting off 0-2 though. Taylor would lead the way in tackles with 9. Going to have 4 sacks, really 5. 2 players are going to split a sack here. Interceptions, Nothing going on there. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. One fumble recovered by Collins. 31-10. The Vikings with a big victory over the Patriots. Both teams now at 1-1 on the year. And James Vallejo not able to get it done going against Hoyer, no less. Adrian Peterson did have a monster game there for the Vikings, though. Julian Edelman, 8 catches, over 100 yards for him. Not a lot of passing touchdowns in this. In fact, Nande would have the only one. Hightower would lead the way defensively with 13 tackles. Collins with a sack and a half there. Interceptions, one by Eric Kendricks. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. Let's see what we got over here. And 2 fumbles forced and recovered by Xavier Rhodes there. 23-0, the Eagles with a big victory over the Colts, who continue to struggle. Zach Ritchie, 248 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. I mean, only 13 attempts by Andrew Luck. I don't know what the Colts are doing. The Eagles are now at 1-1 on the season. The Colts now at 0-2. The Colts went 2-14 last year and have not started this season off all that well. The Eagles went 7-9 last year. They started off the season 5-0, and then after that they went 2-9. So we'll have to see how that plays out for them this year. But getting a win here, definitely a good sign for them. Sacks, going to have a few players listed with 1. 5 sacks total on the day. Interceptions, nothing happening there. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered, 1 by McLeod there. 30-24, the Dolphins with a victory over the Packers. The Dolphins now at 2-0 with Drew Brees leading the way after winning a Super Bowl for the Saints. The Packers now at 0-2. The Packers went 11-5 last year. Not a good start for them. The Dolphins went 7-9, but adding Drew Brees to your team will certainly make you better. And that's what we are seeing from the Dolphins early on this season. They are getting it done. Jake Ryan would lead the way with 14 tackles, 2 sacks for Smith. DeMarco Pema with a sack and a half. Obviously a very highly selected player 2 years ago. It actually looked like the best player in the draft. Jones with an interception, and Pema would force a fumble as well as Randall. Both would recover. 34-24. The Chiefs with a victory over the Ravens. The Chiefs now at 2-0, and this is the team the 49ers are getting ready to play. The Ravens now at 0-2 on the year so far. Jamal Charles, 21 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown for him. Lacey, the rookie, getting about 35 yards there. Roberts with 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams with 2 touchdowns. Tajay Sharp would have a touchdown as well. Antonio Andrews making it happen. There's Quentin Patton, the former 49er. CJ Mosley leading the way with 12 tackles. Justin Houston, the only sack. Nevin Lawson, the only interception. Fumbles forced, 1 by Bailey. It would not be recovered. 28-21. The Raiders with a victory over the Seahawks. The Raiders now at 2-0 on the season. The Seahawks now at 0-2. The Raiders, much like the Eagles, started off very strong last year and then kind of dropped off a good bit after that. Hopefully they don't do the same thing this year. And Jimmy Garoppolo on the Seahawks is just a weird thing to see. Defensively, Chancellor would lead the way with 10 tackles. Sacks, 1.5 by Khalil Mack. A half a sack by Aldon Smith there as well. Emerson, the only interception on the day. Fumbles forced, 2 fumbles recovered by Warlow and Dillard Felix. 16-10, the Steelers with a victory over the Browns. The Steelers 1-1 after going 12-4 last year. The Browns 0-2 after going 4-11-1. And they do have a great young quarterback in Houston Church there, but they've just struggled to get the wins together. Ladarius Green, a big game there. Antonio Brown, 114 yards for him. Parker Finner, only 3 of 16 on the day. Defensively, Kirksey, 13 tackles, sacks, 2.5 by Hardy there. Fumble or interceptions, 1 by Joe Hayden. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered, and 2 by Hayward. He would recover 1. Divins would recover 1 as well. 29-22. The Bears with a victory over the Lions. Both teams now at 1-1, and there's Antoine Street, 263 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for the rookie there. Bears went 10-6 last year. The Lions went 9-7. Receiving, Golden Tate, 8 catches, 139 yards and a touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, 7 for 140 and 2 touchdowns. Anthony would have a touchdown as well. Langford making it happen too. And going down the list defensively, Curry would lead the way in tackles, sacks, 2.5 by Corey Orr, the second-year pro now, after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year from the NFC, still making an impact here. Fuller, Levy, and Diggs each getting interceptions on the day. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. 2 fumbles forced, neither would be recovered. 34-10, the Cardinals with a victory over the Rams. Cardinals now at 2-0 on the year. Tom Savage getting it done. The Rams now at 0-2. The Cardinals went 11-5 last year. The Rams at 9-7. They are currently missing Todd Gurley, though, and that is a big blow to their offense. Kenny Britt, 7 catches, 111 yards for him. Floyd and Gresham each going to have a touchdown there. Defensively, Brockers leading the way with 11 tackles, sacks, 1.5 by Dearius Chekwa in his second year. Chandler Jones would have a sack as well. Interceptions, we are going to have 2, 1 by Jefferson, 1 by Christian. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. Jefferson would force and recover one. Buchanan would force one that would not be recovered. 27-13, the Chargers with a victory over the Jets. The Chargers now at 2-0 on the year. The Jets at 0-2. The Chargers only went 7-9 last year after going 14-2 the year before. The Jets now 0-2 after going 5-11 last year. Keenan Allen, 7 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. There's the rookie first-round selection, Dawson, 99 yards on only 6 catches for him. He is definitely projecting to be a very good player. Jordan Jenkins would lead the way in tackles. Sacks, Manti Te'o going to get one there. And then interceptions, we have 1 by Lee and 1 by Verrett. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. And a few fumbles forced, 1 would be recovered by Dowling. Let's get to the players of the week. Jameis Winston, 23-35, 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown for him. Blake Bortles, 26-41, 3 passing touchdowns. Jalen Ramsey, 5 tackles and 2 interceptions. And then Seantrell Wilkerson, 7 tackles, 1 sack. That came in a very clutch situation. 1 interception and a touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers. It is nice to see him get a player of the week there as we check out some stories. Son of legendary Texas high school coach Bruce, running back Kent Bruce has been around the league his entire life. Around the game, I meant to say. And then Malcolm Tomlinson in the batting cages. Today is taking snaps under center. Here is Rainiel Wingo, a cornerback selected to go early on. Okay stats, 22 years old, 6'1" out of Notre Dame. Definitely a guy worth keeping an eye on. We do still need a third corner there. Kent Bruce, the story player, looks like a very good running back. I don't know that running back is big enough need for us right now, but it's nice to see a good player there either way, and he's a draft story, so we will keep an eye on him. Easton Ginn, a strong safety, great hit power, good zone coverage, good pursuit, definitely looking like a good player. Also listed as a playmaker, might be able to get you some interceptions. The other draft story, Malcolm Tomlinson, a pitcher as well, or maybe a pitcher, I assume a pitcher if he's a quarterback, but he plays baseball too out of Florida State. Then you have Roy Fields, a 6'2" cornerback out of Ole Miss. Decent stats there, another early first projection. And then Earl Beekman, 6'3" out of USC, only 21 years old. A very good looking player there as well. This draft is very heavy in cornerbacks and left tackles from what I've seen so far, both of which are going to be needs for this team. Now on to the 2-0 Kansas City Chiefs, Alex Smith and Johnny Manziel. Then you have Jamal Charles and the rookie Joey Lacey out of Penn State there. 81 overall for the rookie, 93 speed. The Shermanator at fullback, Macklin and Devontae Adams at wide receiver, a big pickup there. They also have Tajay Sharp and Conley, and then, of course, Tyreek Hill. They've really done a great job of bringing in weapons for Alex Smith. Kelsey and Worthington, a rookie there. Eric Fisher at left tackle, left guard. They have Leary, so not the best offensive line just yet. Really not looking good. Miles Tipton there. And then they have Schwartz at right tackle, so not a great offensive line for the Chiefs. Defensively, they do have some playmakers. However, they have lost a lot of their big names from previous defenses. They do still have Poe there. They also still have Houston, 2 of the better players from those defenses, but the rest of their linebackers are hurting a little bit. Marcus Peters is there, but doesn't really have a whole lot of help with him right now. Eric Berry at free safety, still a great player. And then, of course, Ron Parker. So they do still have a lot of guys that can make some plays. Maybe not as dominant as their defense once was, though. And that might be something the 49ers can take advantage of. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. I apologize for being sick over the last 2 episodes and probably the next 4. Just bear with me through it, though, and hopefully I'll get better soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.